My salutations to Shri Sadguru Yogi Nareyana Thathaya. Satcharitra of Shri Sadguru Yogi Nareyana Thathaya of Kaiwara. Chapter 9, Part 2, Parade Shah Swami. Hanuman overheard Rama's words. He suddenly remembered what his mother, Anjana Devi, had once told him. Listen, my boy, whoever notices your ear pendants and your diamond necklace on your chest and calls you Hanuman will be your master, your deity. He will be none other than the very Sri Mahavishnu of Vaikuntha, who will be incarnated as Sri Rama for the purpose of eliminating the villainous Ravana. Dedicate yourself to his service, and your life purpose will be fulfilled. Upon this flashback, he suddenly jumped down the tree, and submitted himself to the grace of Sri Rama. Sri Rama granted him the divine bliss of a warm embrace. Lakshmana, who was with it, was struck with wonderment. How come this instant affinity with a total stranger? It was with a similar intimacy pervasive across several births that Parade Shah Swami clasped the Narayanapa in his arms. He said, "My boy, you are born for a specific purpose. You are now redeemed from the influence of your karma from your earlier lives. You have a steadiness of mind that has continued from your earlier life. You maintain it. It will help you obtain proper guidance and instruction from your divine mentor. It will, in turn, enable breath control and facilitate your spiritual practice. You should explore the divine resonance of Omkara. That all calls for solitude. That means you have to disassociate yourself from mundane activities. Then only you will gain divine benevolence." He continued, "You are poised for such benevolence. The very Almighty will shortly take you under his wing and tutelage. It will be for you to practice his instruction with unswerving steadiness. The consummation of your practice will be evident in the occurrence of whatever you say. You can turn anything into gold with your mere touch. You will accomplish whatever you propose. A pebble will turn into candy in your mouth. These phenomena will verify the attainment of your goal." With these words, Parade Shah Swami disappeared. Narayanapa was flabbergasted. The miracle had actually taken place before his eyes. He was transported into heavenly bliss. He respectfully bowed to the spot where the Guru was seated before his disappearance. He stayed there through the night, reviewing his otherworldly experience. After sunrise, he slung his malara across his shoulder and resumed his journey. Half of his mind was occupied by the encounter with the Parade Shah Swami and his appearance and words. With a mind now totally at peace, he was meditating on the Almighty all alone. The words of Parade Shah Swami were ringing in his ears. When you practice yoga with open, unseeing eyes, with focus on your respiratory rhythm, with unified purity of thought, word, and deed, and with absolute disassociation from all worldly interests, you will feel the presence of Narayana Swami in yourself. Suddenly, he heard a voice, "Oh yogi, will you put bangles on my hand?" The place was desolate. He looked around to find out who had called him yogi. His eyes rested on a chaste housewife, aglow with divine radiance, resembling Lakshmi Devi. With her benevolent look, she sat down opposite and held out her hand. He was now clear. She was none other than the goddess of affluence, Adi Lakshmi. He began putting bangles on her hands, the hands that could command and bless even the Supreme Trinity. The bangles were being fixed, one after another. Soon, the stock was exhausted. The malara was empty, and her hands were only half decorated. More bangles were needed to fill them. He thought she was not an ordinary woman. She was the very divine mother, of course. He bowed down at her feet. He would never look at the woman while fixing bangles on her hands. With his head bent down, he said, "Oh mother, the stock has run out." The pious woman replied, "I know, that's what I'm here for." "Of course, mother. But why? Do you think that I should stop this bangle trade?" "You are right. As the head of the household, you have so far pursued the family business. You are now released from mundane obligations. Now is the time for you to work towards the moral upliftment of mankind." Any small doubt was also dispelled. She was the goddess Mahalakshmi herself, sitting before him in her original divine glory. He was too ecstatic for words. He observed with deep respect and submission. "Oh, mother, I'm an ignoramus, devoid of any philosophical erudition. I'm unaware of how many misdeeds I have committed in my present and earlier lives. How can I glorify your benevolence that has granted me redemption now? Even the Lord Mahadeva was redeemed from the sin of Brahman Hathya only with your kind benefaction. Being blessed with your divine presence has purged me of all my sins." With these words, he paid respects at her feet and got blessed. He looked back at his malara. It was empty of everything. Not one bangle. He observed to himself, "It seems I'm now disengaged from the family business. Yes, from now on, the Almighty will determine any direction and deeds." With that perspective, Nareyana paced back home, going through Palamena and Mulbagalu before returning to Kaiwara. Thanks for listening, and please do listen part 2 of chapter 10.